Hi, my name is Karen Vecchio, and I am the Member of Parliament for Elgin Middlesex London, and today we're talking about mental health issues of our youth in Canada. According to data that has been published by the Mental Health Commission of Canada, approximately 1.2 million Canadian youth suffer from mental illness, and unfortunately only 20% of those will receive the appropriate resources, counseling, and treatment that are necessary. Data also shows that 20% of those will continue to have mental health issues after the age of 20.
My name's Ann Howard, and I'm a high school biology teacher.
Okay, so do you think students are too stressed?
I do believe that there has been an increase in stress in schools. I don't see it a ton in the classroom, but more often now than there used to be. And then I've talked to guidance counselors, and I know that in the guidance department we have a huge problem with anxiety and depression in our school.
Do you think students are more stressed today than 5 or 10 years ago?
Without a doubt, it was hardly talked about 5 to 10 years ago, and now it is talked about a lot in the schools, and it's becoming a major problem.
How might stress and anxiety be addressed by new pedagogies and creative work that is purpose-driven rather than imposed?
Okay, I think that's a really difficult question for a science teacher, because I think in science there is content that just has to be taught. I do believe that a traditional assessment is still required in certain subjects, being math, science, stuff like that. But, you know, we can certainly lean towards more creative assignments.
I'm Scott Howard, and I was a vice principal in 2 different schools in London, at Westminster Secondary School and at Clark Road Secondary School, and then was promoted to principal at West Elgin Secondary.
Do you think students are too stressed?
I think students don't have great coping skills. So yes, there are stresses. There's always been stresses. It's all how we handle them and the coping skills that we have, and the things that our parents do to set us up to be more successful.
Do you think students are more stressed today than 5 to 10 years ago?
I think they can be, but I think a lot of it is self-imposed. I think that we set them up for failure by being helicopter parents and advocating too much for our kids and that kind of stuff. I just think that our kids are given ribbons for everything now and pats on the head, and life's not necessarily difficult enough for them, because that's a learning skill.
Do you think the rise of social media is to blame for this?
I think social media, when it's when it's unencumbered, is a definite issue for sure. The fact that it's 24/7, they can never escape it. But you know what? Turn it off. Don't put the app on your phone. Don't have a cell phone, or have a cell phone that you use just during certain times for emergencies and that kind of stuff. We've created a whole generation that live on their cell phone and are desperate for their cell phone, and so I think it's self-created.
How do